TSM themselves, one of the two last representatives of North America. The pressure is mounting, much like it is on BDS, but they have gone so far. Can anybody stop them?
To be honest, after the group stages, I had a couple of question marks over TSM. Would we see a team that has delivered over the last year step up here in Paris? And after watching them play against Makers yesterday, the answer was a resounding yes. They turned up yesterday, they meant business. They showed that if you give them an inch, they will take an absolute mile. And after a couple of question marks over Merc and Achieve, what can they do? Achieve said, I'm going to achieve everything. 11 kills in the first 3 rounds, really stood up and shone. And the whole team made Makers look like, as bad as it sounds to say, a tier 3 team from EU, which is what they are. They were performing above, TSM put them straight back down in the dirt.
Well, Bolo is being a bit of a back and forth here on the side of Freezer, but it's Achieve that opens up in tower, takes a Lems as he swings around the back of the door and gets a very early and clean take there. Nobody is in a position to get a bit of revenge or get a bit of response as Shaiko tries to funnel his way down again. We saw Bolo pull back, kind of removed himself from the confrontation here. Maybe knew that there was the double down. There's the drop of the door, and the man, as he was swinging in, very good catch there.
Grenades being tossed out here. Shaiko is holding steady. He knows one of them isn't Freezer, but they need to find an opening, and this grenade is going to have to do that. But ADS will make sure that that doesn't happen, and Bolo picks up a great kill here. That's a 2-man advantage now for TSM. Make that 3.
Able to drop it there, and it really suddenly puts BDS and Shaiko in an exceptionally tough situation. Sure, all the hatches are open, but at this point, unless you're just going to try and creep down E-Box, well, BDS does a bit of work on the opposite side, finally finds the first TSM body. He is dancing with danger, but he only has 20 seconds, so he's got to take a hot drop. Wants BDS to get a little bit more depth, but unfortunately, time runs out, as does his, and Geo drops that kill with Merc, opening things up for TSM.
2 grenades used from Renchiro, a lot of damage done onto Chala, but the life is still there, and Renchiro now gets the spots out, so they're going to be aware of the fact that he is in security, but the wallbang comes through. Bolo takes down Renchiro. Again, the opening kill here for TSM. With Shaiko low on HP as well, this might become a very difficult one as he runs upstairs now. He's going to be trying to make something happen, it looks like. They might not be aware of this. They might not expect him to just be on the white stairs already.
Shaiko, he gets dropped by Achieved. He was just on his way back to site and handed the freebie of the man that crouched up those white stairs. Rafal is in a very tricky situation. No grenades left and consistent pings, and last time it was the deep drive that was able to get that diffuser close to being planted. Alem is going for a different approach, a wider rotate here. Potentially wants to just find one body underneath before they go around the backside of Zulu and see if they can acquiesce themselves into the site itself, but it's Bolo that is the one that's able to win it out. He's holding this bit of turf and territory and saying no one else is allowed to step foot in it. 10 seconds on the board. BDS still has a staircase to climb, which would take the time anyway, so at this point he's just looking for an exit. It's Bolo, one more maybe gifted from the hatch, but TSM, their caution has paid off and they take the second trip round dorms. Well, there's a body above inside Trophy that's ready to rotate round towards the support of the hatch of Attic, which you can see one other player already set up by. Machala, in the meantime, just drifts his way on past Shaiko, takes his head off and restructures on a closer corner before realizing, oh no, there's a Maverick there.
Yeah, now some Xcaris will be used as the Mew Jammer has been taken care of. Oh, that's Bolo really aggressive right here, picks up a kill and is allowed to escape, even though that the stun from Alems came through. And now the second comes in, it's Chala to swing around, gets the double kill himself. It's only up to Renchiro, well, it's only up to BDS now as Renchiro drops. And it looks like TSM is looking to respond to a flawless round by a flawless round themselves.
And from that situation, they were just, well, met by their own, I guess, meter that they were able to put down in the previous round. Another flawless, 2 in a row, 1 for each team.
Good ping coming through, but the drone will be taken down by BDS, who was playing below, and that means that the information will now be outdated. Chief will know there's still a player there and will be trying to get a grenade in far enough, but I believe the rotation's already coming around as Merc is trying to take the gunfight here, failing to do so, however, but TSM still able to come out on top as they take 2 compared to the 1 from BDS.
They lost the opener and Alems drops 2. Achieved is able to get 1 more there, and suddenly it's a very isolated situation. BDS swings around the bottom of white, but Chala is looking for a bit of revenge, goes a bit too late to actually get the pop off, and they have bigger concerns right now. It's a man that they're hunting through the floor. The cover comes back. The fire goes to Bolo, though. Drops the man and swings for 1 more down Attic. The double stack on the tower, the pressure of the grenades round to the side of the back of Ebox and Shaiko, and there he goes. Geo digging deep and taking control of Elbow, taking control of Blue, drops the ADS, and it's the swing of Bolo down the core of Long, a triple fed to him by a team that did not expect it. Renshiro, he's got an important fight that he takes, gives him a little bit of the backline, but there is TSM taking control, sweeping aside the hold from before, and setting themselves up one round away from taking BDS's map.
Just like Bolo is right now. 17 on 5 the man is currently going as Alems gets taken care of Merc. With the entry kill, this might be very good here for TSM. Now you cannot help but think that TSM is going to go for a synchronized push, a synchronized drop, and going to be trying to outrun BDS. There's one thing that might be... standing there, just move. Okay, I was going to say, well, like, were you so convinced that you can stay there? But of course, it was the cover that came in to make sure that those X-Cars wouldn't last.
Rafal is looking to where the first fight might be, but it's a spread of every single angle and direction. There go the Banshees. The door won't scream too much, but everything else is starting to explode into shrapnel either side. It's the pinch and the push and the pressure with the single body of TSM on the far side. They still have that stretch of Charla. He's making sure they can lock down against Freezer and draw some BDS attention away, but Bolo is going to be potentially the first movement and momentum here. The swing comes through around the back of the pillar. Shaiko suffers, scratches. He's able to survive 20 seconds, and the double starts the spread. That is all the pillar falling, and that is that flood of TSM bodies overwhelming the backside. They knew you were there, and now they know that it's just Renshiro left on the backside of Freezer. Bolo is taken care of. It's a 3 versus 1, but the swing is Merc, and the map is TSM's. Well, Alems gets in the opener, but Charla's on the cover and suddenly on the double. They try to throw themselves into sight, and you can hear it heating up on the stage behind us as all the calls come through with 2 TSM players on the floor. They've got to very quickly reconvene and see if they can get them back up. Charla did a huge amount of work there. And if this goes TSM's way, it's his round, and so far, it's looking like it might be able to thread its way through.
Now they need to try and salvage whatever is left of this round. A very good drone. There is some valuable information. Now Shaiko and those two are going to be locked up around the same square meter, but first he needs to find the one that is right around the corner as he somehow manages to survive all these shots, goes aggressive even once more, but he's not going to be able to find anyone. He's literally being peeked by every single corner you can imagine. Now is being circled by, and he gets taken out, and Rafal nowhere to give cover. And that means TSM find themselves in a 1-on-3 situation now.
Went very deep and just tried to bite at every single angle and ankle that was offered close. And look at the spread out from TSM. They took that first kill and have entirely spread themselves across this entrance instead. So,
able to quite hit the shots yet, and as verticals are now being created, the Lems is going to be trying to put up some pressure, but he's getting peeked. It's the Chief that just runs in, gets the kill. Shaiko goes down as well. Bolo wants to secure, but he's being put under pressure here. There is plenty of members left inside the library to try and make sure that he's not going to be able to pick up Shaiko.
As I said, how out of shape do they want to go? Shaiko's going to lock it with the C4 and make sure Shaiko can't stand back up. Bolo even, and Bolo now, he's under pressure, but he drops Rafal too. The swing round the cover couldn't quite make it. The single body that's well aware in the hands of TSM. They hop through though and get lucky. The moment of madness came through. The cover on the top of the stairs sprays back but drops down. Goes for a rotation, and that means that fireplace area is still up for so much contention. So instead of focusing themselves in, they've got to try and dig through the site itself. Eyes towards K9.
20 seconds on the clock to trying to go for the entry, but they do know exactly where they're coming from due to those yokais.
Stacked up with 3 against 2. It's a load of space. A dead man's land, and Achieved is the first one to be added to the pile of bodies, but with only 5 seconds left, the other TSM players aren't popping their heads up. This is a round that you assume is going to go the way of these Echo drones. The call comes through. The man goes into his corner, and he drops it, and Charla finds Renshiro, but somehow he's done the biggest part. But there is the pickup and the cover from Geo. Almost saved. And that is an unsettling camera angle. The Echo drone round, a little bit less on the board, but they put themselves in a good retake. Oh, well, there's a perfect start. Renshiro's off the board early. Bolo swinging around and finding some of the pace that he had in the first map is offering this instant countenance, and Shaiko, the man who had the pace in the second, is making sure he keeps up.
It's going to be a sprint race between the two of them now. Who's going to be the one with the biggest game so far? It's going to be Bolo and TSM that is leading.
Anything that BDS find themselves stuck on for too long can be dangerous. Here's a close window, and there goes Bolo. Achieve needs to try and pull this kill. It's thrown, blown, and gone. Lem slapped off the Solarium window as the sun shines as bright as, well, a pack of C4 explosives does. There's one loose player on the back line here of TSM, and, well, they get taken care of now as the swing starts to come round. Achieved wants to step up into the mantle of a trophy, but with 20 seconds, BDS, they're going to try and stick that diffuser. It's how they love to play this game in the 2 versus 2. They have this big angle, they have this idea, but they have that Banshee screaming as soon as they try and enter on this split. It's a cacophony of noise. Shaiko has to try and go big because Charla, he goes bigger. And now it's the swing on the close count. We see Achieve just dip out of there. But TSM find their 4th in a row.
Charla that is holding them. And if he does shoot as accurately as he does in the previous rounds, he might be able to pick up a big kill here as Achieved. In trench, just holding off. Knows someone is coming and a Claymore gets put down. That is going to be covering off his potential rotation.
But it's given the game away that someone was on those stairs. I think he was expecting it from the garage instead. And with Shaiko being able to get the first now, he's going to have a bit of a drive to head up. He gets past. Slips the Claymore and the shackles that it was otherwise trying to offer him, and he's able to get right into the back line in between the 2 blue bodies. Who catches who first? It's Bolo that goes, and he's in a moment of, well, there's a Lem swung round, there's one more, he's right behind you, and he doesn't quite make it, Mark. Lem's with a very important take, but Achieved almost played that pitch perfectly.
The man and the planter ready to go for it. Renshiro goes down, however, very big kill from Merc, and with 60 seconds left, this could be an important one. Still, Yokai drones potentially active. I cannot quite see yet. Yes, there they go. This should be given to VX. Oh, the wallbang! Instead, Merc stops it from happening. Geo couldn't stun him. Instead, the wallbang comes in, and that allows them to try and stall even more so. Rafale now onto the plant. Gets spotted out as well. Merc twice from the same angle. It's just not being challenged. Geo goes down, but Merc! A triple kill all from the same spot. Has been working very well indeed, and now there is the opportunity to try and take that top floor, to try and take office. And as Bolo gets this first kill down onto Elems, it is starting to play out that way. Still playing from below. There's still another roamer to deal with here, and as he makes his presence known, he manages to pick up the kill. Renshiro will drop. It is going to be Achieved that drops on the other side though, so it's a 40-second 3-on-4 situation here for TSM. There's plenty of time for them to play this out and reach the match point situation. The question, however, is, can BDS clutch?
It's all that they've been able to struggle with on their executes was that final 20 seconds, and now they got to try and do the opposite. Popped as Charla swings around the corner. Rafale suffers. Shaiko gets one back with this back line, trying to get it. Rafale with a great take, but 15 seconds, and Shaiko's going close. The diffuser is dropped. He slips past and further away, but he's all that's left at this point. He knows the pressure's coming. He pops and Achieved pops bigger to put them one round away from sending BDS out of this building.
1-6, 2 minutes left. And Europe's last hope of last year's SI is on the brink of being eliminated. They're on the brink of defeat, and TSM is looking strong. They're looking confident. They're looking like they have everything under control right now, and that must be scary for BDS. They haven't used a single tactical timeout, mind you. That means that LMs should be well in control of the team and should be able to bring them back into a rhythm. But if the rhythm is there, but you're still being outplayed by TSM, what can you do? As Shaiko starts it off, a great kill onto Geo. This might be what they need to win a round, but is it enough for the full comeback?
Well, look at this pressure that instantly mounts, and there it is. Achieved asked him before what he's doing, and he's found out, being killed. There's the swing around,
there's the
nail. Pressure. There is the all chat, and now is the man advantage. The time for them to press. They're also able to take care of Alems in the meantime, as well as they steady this hand, this mantle of flat control over the top and the verticality. Renshiro wants to put a little bit of pressure back up here from the backside of the stairs, swinging and popping and trying to pick something out. But look at the rotation underneath as well. They have 2 stories of this staircase locked off. They have some presence around Fireplace too, and now they've got the diffuser back up, so it's time to start putting the pedal to the metal. Merc with the spray and Bolo with the pickup. There it is. One more scratched onto the board as TSM close ever closer to another play, and one more for Merc. It's Rafal locked inside. It's a spray, but it's a TSM room, and it is audibly American in the Palais Brongniart.
Managing to shut down BDS, who were some of the tournament favorites, went down to the lower bracket first, and as I said, they were Europe's last hope last year, and now they get knocked out. They're out of the tournament. And it's TSM that prevails. It's TSM in that round that manages to succeed, even though the entry kill was there for BDS.